At the end of this video, you're going to know how to start the play of the game and the different roles that exist while you're playing, which means that every game you can actually take on a new role and keep it interesting every time you play. Okay, so we haven't talked about bidding yet. We're going to get there. Just stay tuned. At the end of the bidding, though, you're going to have one team on offense that's trying to make a certain number of tricks, and one team on defense that's trying to set them from making those tricks. The team that's on offense is also going to be determining the super suit, or determining that there's not going to be a super suit. Now, whichever player has made that first bid of whether there's a super suit or no super suit, that player is going to have a new role during the play portion of the game called the declarer. And their partner is also going to have a new role called the dummy. And this is because I think that dummy comes from the word dumb, which means silent. Basically, if you're the dummy, you're going to be quiet for the rest of the game. And I'm going to explain also what happens. So now, if you're the declarer, you've got a player on your left who's going to be on defense and a player on your right that's also on defense. The player on your left is going to be playing the opening lead. So they get to play the very first card of the whole game. They can play whatever they want. Now, after they play that first card, here's what happens. The dummy actually puts down all the cards in their hand so that everyone can see their cards, and the declarer is going to play both their own hand and the dummy's hand. Let's say that Frida is the declarer. That means that David is the dummy, and Prince makes the opening lead. Prince can play whatever he wants first, and he decides to play the ace of diamonds. After Prince plays that first card, David now puts down all his cards, and Frida can now tell David what to play. She decides to play the three of diamonds, which David then plays. Now this would keep going with the declarer playing both their own cards and deciding what the dummy is going to play, with all the players being able to see the dummy's cards. Let's go over one full example of the play of the hand, putting it all together. For this example, Frida is the declarer and David is the dummy, kind of like the last one. And now we're going to specify that hearts is the supersuit. Prince is still left to declare, and so he's going to make the opening lead. Prince can play whatever he wants first. He's got a lot of nice diamonds, and so he decides to lead the king of diamonds as the opening lead. Now, at this point, David's a dummy, and so David puts down his hand for all players to see. We're actually going to move the hearts, which is the supersuit, to the left, so it's a little easier to see and specify that that's the supersuit. Frida now takes a look at David's hand and decides to play a low diamond, the three of diamonds, because she has to play a card in the suit that was led, if she has one. Next, the lobster plays a low diamond, and now Frida wins the trick with the ace of diamonds. Frida's goal is to win as many tricks as possible between her and David. Now Frida decides to play the supersuit. Frida knows she has all the high hearts between her and David, and she wants to win all her opponent's cards in the supersuit. So she plays the king of hearts to begin. Prince plays a low heart, Frida plays a low heart from David's hand because she's winning already, and then the lobster plays his lowest heart, the 9. Frida plays another round of hearts, leading that queen of hearts, and each player plays their lowest heart. Frida now knows that her opponents have no more hearts. There were 13 total hearts. She and David started off with 9 of them, which left 4 for her opponents, and now she's won all of her opponent's cards in that supersuit. She now decides to switch to spades. David can play the king of spades while she can play the queen of spades. She plays a low spade, and then Prince plays his lowest spade because he can see that David has the king. David plays the king, and then the lobster comes out of the blue with the ace of spades. Now the lobster is on lead. The lobster plays his ace of clubs, again, trying to win as many tricks as he can. Frida plays her lowest club, then Prince plays his lowest club, and finally David plays his. The lobster won easily. Now the lobster has to decide what to play. He remembers Prince started with a diamond, so he decides to play a diamond just for the halibut. Frida plays a diamond as well, and sure enough, Prince comes through with that big diamond, the queen, to win the trick. David also plays a diamond and completes the trick. Now Prince plays his king of clubs, each player plays a club, and Prince wins. Prince switches to play a diamond, playing his jack, and each player plays a diamond. Now we get to Frida, who is out of diamonds. Frida decides to play her 4 of hearts, which is the supersuit, and because it's a supersuit, she wins with that 4 of hearts. Frida now plays her queen of spades. Prince plays the 10 of clubs, surprisingly. Then he realizes his mistake. He actually has the spade. So he has to take it back and play the jack of spades. Nice try, Prince. Frida then plays a low heart. Prince is out of hearts, so he just plays a club. And then David wins with the ace of hearts, and the lobster plays a club.
Frida asks David to now play the 7 of diamonds. The lobster's out of diamonds, but he has no cards in the supersuit, so the lobster just plays a club. That's why it was good Frida won all the lobster's supersuit. And now Frida is able to use the Jack of Hearts to win because she's out of diamonds and she has a card in the supersuit. Prince has to play his last diamond, and now with 2 cards left, Frida plays her spade, which is won by the lobster with the 9 of spades, and then the lobster plays his final card, the 10 of spades, which David wins by playing the final card in the supersuit, the 5 of hearts. At the end, Frida and David have won 9 total tricks. Very well done, clearly bridge experts.
So now you guys have learned all you need to learn about the play portion of the game, and we're ready to get into the bidding portion of the game, which is really exciting. I taught a class at Stanford in symbolic systems, and the reason that it was in the symbolic systems department is because you can think of the bids as a kind of symbolic language where you communicate with your partner what is in your hand. So it's really interesting. You guys are going to love it. So stay tuned and go to that next video.